Now our topic is consequences of a cyber attack. In this picture, you can see that the possible consequences of a cyber attacks on the companies are that the companies may suffer data loss, reduced productivity, loss of know-how, breach of contracts, violations, loss of trust among business partners, and losing future work orders. That is, the companies may not receive the orders for future. On the other hand, there are many adverse effects of the cyber attacks on the consumers, and that include identity theft, compromised online banking transactions, theft of credit card details, ransomware, that is blackmailing, violation of law, and getting defrauded by scareware or other fraudulent methods. Now we will discuss in detail the consequences of cyber attack. A cyber attack can have significant consequences impacting individuals, businesses, and even society as a whole. Here are some common consequences of a cyber attack. First is financial loss. Cyber attacks can result in financial losses not only for individuals but also for organizations. Financial loss may be suffered due to theft of funds, disruption of business operations, loss of productivity, as if there is an attack on a organization, its operations may come to standstill and it results into loss of productivity and the costs associated with implementing stronger security measures. When once a cyber attack happens on any organization or an individual, the organization or the individual may have to adopt strict security measures for which it will have to incur extra investment or extra expenses towards implementing or purchasing those security infrastructure or implementing those security measures. So it is also a form of financial loss to the organizations or individuals. Next point is reputation damage. A cyber attack can erode public trust and confidence and severely damage an organization's reputation. Whenever there is a cyber attack on any organization and the news about the same spreads quickly in the market or in the newspapers or on social media, it can cause customers, partners, and stockholders to question the organization's ability to safeguard sensitive information. That is, the customers, partners, and other stakeholders may think that the organization had not taken proper steps towards the cybersecurity. Rebuilding trust and reputation can be a long and challenging process. Next point is data breach and privacy violations. Cyber attacks lead to exposure of sensitive information, personal information, and business information. Stolen information can be used by cyber criminals for various malicious purposes, including financial fraud, harassment, and blackmail. Next point is critical infrastructure disruption. There may be cyber attacks on the critical infrastructures such as power grids, transport systems, or healthcare networks. When there are attacks on these types of critical infrastructures, then there are severe consequences of the same. The result may be disruption in the essential services, which can lead to public safety risks and economic losses as well. Next consequence of cyber attack is national security risks. In some cases, critical government infrastructure and defense networks may be targeted by cyber criminals. It results in stealing of sensitive information which may be held by the government agencies or the government departments. This leads to disruption in governmental operations and potentially impact national defense capabilities. Next point is legal and regulatory consequences. Cyber attacks can result in legal and regulatory consequences. Organizations may have to face lawsuits from affected individuals, regulatory investigations, fines, and penalties for non compliance with data protection and privacy regulations. We may add that the companies have to comply with certain rules and regulations which are made by the governments for compliance by the organizations in regard to the data of the customers. There may be circumstances that those laws may not have been implemented by the organizations in letter and spirit. That is, they may not have taken proper cyber security measures to protect the data, sensitive data of the customers. So in that case, they are likely to attract the penalties or the fines from the government authorities. Next consequence may be psychological and emotional impact. Individuals who fall victim to cyber attacks may experience psychological and emotional distress, identity theft, online harassment, and invasion of privacy can have a profound impact on a person's well being. That is, a person may mentally start thinking that what will happen as my data, which was there in my mobile phones or computers, there were some personal photos or the research paper or other documents which were very sensitive, classified for me as type of a sensitive information, may be leaked in the public or may come in public domain, and I will suffer a lot of damage in my reputation. So there is some sort of emotional and psychological impact on the individual's mind. It is important to note that the consequences of a cyber attack can differ from individual to individual and organization to organization due to following reasons. First is the type and severity of attack. Next is targeted entity. If the organization which is targeted is an ordinary individual, the severity may not be much. But if a defense organization which has relations with the national security is targeted by these cyber criminals, then the impact will be very large. Next is the preparedness of the victim to respond and recover from the incident. It means that if the victim has already adopted cybersecurity measures like planning in advance that what should be done if there is a cyber attack, and he has already made the arrangements like backup of the data, then he will suffer less. But if he has not taken any cybersecurity measures, then the victim, which may be an organization or an individual, is likely to suffer much. Implementing strong cybersecurity measures, regular training, and incident response plans can help reduce the impact of cyber attacks. We may add that we have already uploaded many courses such as tips for creating engaging speeches, good communication skills, how to manage stress in life, job application format, unlocking the power of mental wellness, mastering Heron's formula, most common mistakes in English grammar, 13 useful resume writing tips, and what must be in your CV, resume, or biodata, present tense, past tense, future tense, and much more. You can also look out for the same. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.